afternoon. I'm Heather Salter, and this is Real Talk, where nothing is left in the dark. Today, we will scratch the surface of the controversial debate, nature versus nurture. Also joining us is our special guest, Dr. Taylor Nowak, a psychologist with a PhD from Dartmouth College. Do genetics make you who you are, or is it your upbringing and environment that make you, you? Dr. Nowak is here to give us the science behind nature and nurture. Let's welcome him. Hello, it's a pleasure to have you here.
Hi, thank you for having me.
It is an honor to have such a critically acclaimed psychologist with us today. Now tell us how such a widely arguable topic began and evolved into what it is today.
Well, the nature versus nurture debate is one of the oldest and most talked about arguments in the history of psychology.
Could you explain to us what this whole nature versus nurture topic truly captures?
Well, although the nature outside is beautiful, that is not the type of nature we are talking about. For those who might not be familiar, the term nature focuses on the innate characteristics of an individual and their predisposed DNA and their genes, something in which they cannot change. On the other hand, the nurture debate describes how one's environment and setting is the true origins of our behavior. John Locke, a philosopher during the Enlightenment period, has a supporting view of the nurture debate. Field, author of the article Nature versus Nurture, The State of Play, explains how the blank slate, more readily recognized in its original Latin as tabula rasa, is the view that the internal nature-nurture debate, the scales tip heavily in favor of the environment when it comes to the human mind.
Nature and nurture seem to encompass two very different views on human behavior. It seems apparent that there's evidence backing up both sides. Where do you see this topic going on in our world today?
Well, one interesting study is the study of twins. Mary Wakefield, author of There is No Such Thing as a Utonia, explained the results in one study. She explains how the easiest way to understand the significance of this effect is to think of any pair of identical twins you have known. Despite their similar appearances, they're very different, aren't they? They have different personalities, hobbies, and friends, but they're genetically identical. So all of the differences between them have been created by nurture, not nature. They share more of their lives than most siblings, yet their environment has mostly pulled them apart.
I see how this is affecting real-life situations. Actually, we have a surprise for the audience today. Another special guest, Mary Shelley herself, author of the novel Frankenstein, exhibits this debate of nature versus nurture in its own way. Let's welcome Mary Shelley.
Mary Shelley, could you explain the basic concept of your story and touch base on the complicated relationship between Dr. Frankenstein and his creation?
Well, my story revolves around the thin line between life and death, between good and evil, and nature versus nurture. Dr. Frankenstein loses his mother early in the story to scarlet fever, and after that starts to find a way to work around death. He spends months working on a project and finishes with the creature. Dr. Frankenstein immediately realizes that this creation was a mistake and abandons him, setting in motion the nature, Frankenstein, versus nurture, the creature.
Last but not least, the stars of the novel themselves are here today. The scientist, Victor Frankenstein, and his creation. Welcome. Well, it looks like there is some family tension going on. Victor, considering that you started this, what is your side on nature versus nurture?
I most adamantly think that it's already in one's nature to be of a certain person and act in a certain way. This creature I had the misfortune of creating was so freakish and disturbing that the fear it invoked from me as I gazed upon him after first creating him could not be misplaced. He was a despicable, evil being, and once he was set out loose in the world, I knew my destiny was to abolish what I had so recklessly created and save the world from inevitable destruction that which would come from his hand.
How hellish is your soul that you believe such an abomination? I feel as if you had the opportunity every parent dreams about. Your role as father was intensified by that fulfillment of every parent's dream. You could deliberately, knowingly create your child, me. You could actually choose the parts. Then, my ugliness afforded you an escape from parental responsibilities. This somehow justified your immediate flight. You had the opportunity to raise me correctly, but you chose the easy way out. You left me to feel worthless and without any human connection.
Human connection, you must be joking. You aren't human. You can never have attained such feelings. Like I said, it's not in your nature. You are worthless. How have you contributed to society in any way? All you have done is cause misery for everyone you encounter.
Okay now, could we try to show some more respect towards each other and talk maybe in a more peaceful manner?
I was never trying to create a child. I was just trying to create life, which I did. And that life would be used to help science, not become part of my family. Right after I created you, I immediately thought to myself, now that I was finished, the beauty of the dream vanished, and breathless horror and disgust filled my heart. But you were never able to achieve your scientific purpose because of your innate evil nature, which only inspires destruction, like how you killed my wife and my best friend. It doesn't matter whether or not you want to be a monster and be the cause of all problems, because it happens anyway, because it is in your nature. I was well within my means by abandoning you, as you say, because you were just a worthless product, a result of trial and error, and that is all.
Creature, could you explain how your lack of nurture in your life shaped and influenced you?
Well, in the midst of feeling of abandonment and loneliness, I found that I had to compensate for my lack of human connection. That is why I turned to self-educating myself through reading in order to teach myself something that a father figure should educate his son. Books were my guide to life. I can perfectly describe the effect of these books. They produce an infinity of beautiful images and feelings. And that with that newfound knowledge, I began to ask myself, who am I? I wondered where in the universe there was love for me. I had no parents or someone to go to when it felt like the world was moving in. I did not then begin to wonder if there was justice for man, but whether I could ever be treated justly.
Okay, so let's redirect this. Creature, how did the lack of nurture affect you long term?
Well, with time, I feel as if each event of neglect and lack of guidance and care led me to become an aberrant adult. I became a criminal who sought to inflict pain on others, including my creative brother, best friend, cousin, and bride. They should have been my family too. It just was not fair that they got to be nurtured and adored while I was not given even a fighting chance to prove I'm worth something. It wasn't my fault or my nature to become the monster you see before you. No. On the contrary, it was an overwhelming sense of despair and isolation at lacking human connection that my father should have first provided me that distorted my way of thinking. I became a monster and a father to Victor and relentlessly imposed on my creator the same conditions of dependence and insecurity that I had to suffer.
The creature is inherently evil. It's a result of his nature, and there's no point in trying to refute it after all the pain and destruction it's caused.
But Susan Greenfield explains the nature versus nurture debate and how there is a blurred boundary between genes and the environment. The blank slate offers an eloquent attack on an old idea.
I abhor society because of you. He is evil. Get it through your heads, evil, before he kills everyone you love. I'm sorry, Mrs. Salter. It's been a pleasure being here. Thank you for having me, but I must be going.
Well, on that note, I guess this concludes our segment today. So after the commercial break, Dr. Taylor Nowak is staying here with me, and we are going to welcome